Good morning. It is day 75 on the PCT.
Happy Father's Day!
Happy Father's Day, everyone. We just got a ride back up from the town of Lone Pine with Mark, wonderful shuttle driver, friend of Lone Pine Kurt, who we got a ride from the other day. It is now 10:43 a.m. We just got started, so we're just over a tenth of a mile in, heading back up the Kearsarge Pass Trail that we just came down yesterday, heading back up to the PCT. So we're doing about 8.5 miles today. Only about 0.9 of those will be PCT miles. But that's the way it goes out here. You have to do some extra miles just to get into towns to get more food, unfortunately. So, very different from the AT, where the trail would go right through or very close to town. Really gorgeous view of the runoff there, going all the way down the mountainside. We saw it at the bottom too. Whew, just tremendous amount of water coming off of these mountains. Really amazing. All right, and here's that same waterfall up close. Just tremendous amount of water coming down. Really cool. Oh, here we are at one of the many mountain lakes up here that's snow-fed. It's just amazing view. It's gorgeous, yeah. It looks like the varmints like to enjoy the view as much as we do. All right, folks, after 15 miles of walking non-PCT trail, we are finally back on the PCT and going 0.9 more miles to camp. So that's what it took to get to town and back again to the trail. Is about 7.5 out, 7.5 back in. We actually did probably an extra mile because we missed a turn. All right, here we are with the wrap up for days 74 and 75. We did not do one yesterday because we were in town. It was we were trying to get a lot of stuff done in a short period of time. And quite frankly, we hiked the same trail today that we did yesterday.
It's a beautiful trail.
Yeah, it's a beautiful trail.
However.
Yeah, so anyway, so yesterday we were, about half a mile in on the Kearsarge Pass Trail off of the PCT, and we took that, the rest of the 7 miles-ish, down to a parking lot.
Well, up and over.
Well, that's true, up and over
Kearsarge Pass.
Yep.
So a lot of beautiful lakes.
Lots of beautiful lakes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was amazing, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the other side, right at the top of the pass, is the transition to the John Muir Wilderness, and right below that pass was a frozen lake, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just the mountainside coming right down into the water, pretty much. But the blue water, the blue ice, it was just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got to see it twice.
Yeah, I got to see it twice. That's right, and take pictures of it twice. Yeah. So once going down, once going up. So let's see. We got service right on the other side briefly, and called for a shuttle. Mark. Yep. And Mark is very nice.
Older gentleman, once again, retired fisherman, right?
He did several things. Yeah, but
Yeah,
fisherman
he's still
was the
doing
last
several
thing.
things.
Yes, he is. Commercial fisherman is the last thing that he did. And I forget what the one before that was, but anyway.
But now he's making pizza and wine
And bread.
and shuttling.
And I feel like there's something else in there too. I don't.
Oh, he takes the oak barrels
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
makes planters out of them.
That's right. From the winery where he buys
The grapes.
the grapes and stuff
Yeah.
from. Yeah, he takes their old barrels, cuts them, and sells them as planters.
So he lives in Independence, which we did not go to. We went back to Lone Pine,
Right.
which is fine. because-
Independence is a town, by the
Yes,
way.
yes.
He does live alone,
Yes. He's independent in
Yes,
Independence.
right.
But there's not much in Independence as far as resupply is concerned.
Yeah.
And driving past it, I'm glad that we chose to go back to Lone Pine.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
everything is right there.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing in Independence.
Yeah.
Even I think the locals say that too.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, it is a town. But Mark took us, back to Lone Pine, which was great.
To the Dow
because
again?
back to the Dow, and which worked out really well for us because we were doing a Nero. Since we knew where everything was already, it allows us to do things more quickly. So
We got to the Dow at 10:30, and just were like, "What do you have?"
yeah,
And we got a full bed
yes,
room in the actual
In the-
hotel
in
part,
the historic part.
historic hotel part.
right.
We had a sink.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go downstairs to use the showers.
Mm-hmm.
2 showers in the entire building,
Pretty much, yeah.
and the bathrooms are also there's like 2 in each hallway.
Right.
So, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a historic place. There's a lot of movies that have been made in and around Lone Pine, and so some famous people have stayed at that hotel,
It's a
which
really
is
cute
pretty good. Yeah. So I mean, John Wayne and Gene Autry and
Pictures are hanging up.
yeah,
autograph
all over
pictures.
the place. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's really cool. They have a film festival for Western films every year. So yeah, it's a really
The Alabama Hills are very close too,
Yes.
which if you don't know what that is, we're definitely coming back to this area
Mm-hmm.
to explore that a little bit more. But there are these rock formations that are used in a lot of different movies.
yeah.
More recently, the Iron Man movies. So
yes, yes, yeah, around that area
Yes.
somewhere. Yep, yeah. So so it was really cool. And it was really nice to get back there, eat at the cafe for the 5th time. It's a really great little
we had
cafe.
lunch there and then breakfast again this morning.
Yeah, Alabama Hills Cafe, great.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. So anyway, while we were resupplying, though, another little shout out is we saw the hiker family from
65 and alive.
65 and Alive. Thank you. It's escaping me for
I
a
was like,
second.
what are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. So we saw Stumbles and
Oh, yeah.
his hiking partners, who I unfortunately can't remember the names off the top of my head, but that was really neat to see him. I'll tag him in this video as well. Then what we did, I also subscribed with our channel to his. So if you're interested in looking at other hikers, then that's there as well. So, back up the hill again, over Kearsarge Pass again, and then back down the other side. So the trail was, so it was, we got about halfway, I think, down the Kearsarge Pass trail, or maybe halfway on the other side. Doesn't really matter. We inadvertently took a wrong turn. Fortunately, about half a mile in, as we downhill, I for some reason decided that I should look at our app, our Far Out app, to see where we were, and we were not on the trail we were supposed to be on. Now, we could have continued. We could have
Yeah,
continued.
but we've already done those PCT miles.
It would have
so.
taken us back to the PCT, but farther south. So we
Yeah.
would have had to repeat
And
PCT.
reclimb all of that stuff again.
Yeah, and it was a fairly steep climb at that part of the PCT. So we turned around, did the half mile back up to the intersection, and then continued on. Yeah, you know what? That's just the way it is, and we make mistakes. So, passed our campsite that we had stayed there the night before, and finally got back to the PCT, and then we only had to do 0.9 miles of PCT today.
Yay!
Woohoo!
So far.
Yeah. So we did approximately 15 miles, 16 including the mistake miles of non-PCT, and then 0.9 miles of PCT in the last 2 days. That puts us here, and we are 1.1 miles from Glen Pass. So that is the next pass that we have to go over.
Early tomorrow morning.
Early tomorrow morning, yep.
Because there's a lot of snow on the other side, and it's steep, from what we understand.
That's what we hear. So we're going to get up, not quite like we did for Forester Pass. We're gonna get up because we are only a mile from it. We're just going to get up at 4.
We'd like to see.
Yeah, get up there. Start hiking by 5. I'm guessing it is right up there somewhere.
Who knows?
Not really sure. But anyway, so that's going to be first thing tomorrow morning. Get down the other side. Then we have a lot of water that we have to walk around and across over.
Not looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'd rather climb passes than
it's going to be
through whitewater streams.
Yeah, it's going to be a wet
Creeks.
day, but that's also good for having water to drink. So that'd be nice. We don't have to carry nearly as much. We can stop whenever we want and drink water.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do about a 14-mile day tomorrow, which will set us up to do the next pass the next day, which will be Pinchot Pass. So, so that's 2 days.
We saw a ranger today who checked our permits and signed the back of them and dated them. So, we gotta.
Yep.
We have 35 days from the start at Kennedy Meadows South.
Right.
To do the Sierra to Kennedy Meadows North.
Right.
So.
2 towns named Kennedy Meadows.
One in the south and one in the north.
Right. Yeah. So not entirely sure what that's all about, but regardless,
we're on track.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're good.
We're fine.
Yep. As far as timing is concerned with that.
They're looking out.
Yeah, they are checking. They're checking, make sure we have bear cans and things like that. Make sure that we're safe and all that good stuff. Did ask him a couple of questions as well. We asked him. We've been hearing this really strange noise, like whoop 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 whoop, for the last couple of days. Well, since Whitney.
Since Whitney, yes.
Yeah. And it's very regular. And we kept hearing this noise and weren't sure what it was. It did ask a couple of the shuttle driver and things like that. Nobody really knew what it was. Saw the ranger and was like, great. I'm asking him. And he said, it sounds like it's probably the sooty quail. No, sooty grouse. Thank you. And as soon as he said that, I thought, yep, I should have known that it was probably a grouse. I thought it was probably an animal. But the ruffed grouse from Pennsylvania makes a similar noise when it flaps its wings. And that's exactly what it was. And lo and behold, couple of miles later,
on the other side of the pass.
On the other side of the pass, we saw one. Yeah. So it should be. I'm probably have put some video in there of that grouse. That was just kind of amazing to just see that. So I'm gonna.
Was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna check and make sure that for sure that's what it was. But I'm sure it has to be what it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was neat, and so it was good. It was a good day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just checking. Make sure we're in agreement on that. Yeah, so, okay. All right, so that's day 74 and 75. So this being Father's Day, we wanted to just say hello and shout out and love you to our fathers, Ben May.
Well, yeah. So, hey, Dad, Rodney Wagner. I also want to say something to and about Scott for being Obsidian's kind of granddad.
Well, I was going to say they're not the only fathers in our lives.
Correct. Yes.
Yep. So I wanted to also say shout out to Doug Evans, and you said to Scott Blowback as well. So just shout out to you guys and to all fathers out there. So thank you for all you.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. So. Yes, I hope everyone is doing well, fathers, and whether you're a father or not. How about that? So, okay, there you go. I will take a very short video of our tent site.
It's a little tight tonight.
It's tight, and there are other campers up there, so I probably won't say too much. during the video, just not to bother them. So, okay?
Yep.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, good night.
Night.